Romans chapter 9, verse 30.
Romanos 9, 30.
What shall we say then that the Gentiles which followed not after righteousness have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith?
¿Qué pues decimos? Que los gentiles no han tenido la justicia,
But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, has not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore, meaning why?
¿por qué?
Why have they not attained?
¿Por qué no han tenido?
Because they sought it not by faith,
Porque no la buscaban por fe,
but as it were by the works of the law.
lo buscaban por las obras de la ley.
For they stumbled at that stumbling block.
Se tropezaban con la piedra de tropiezo.
As it is written, Behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone,
Pongo en Zion unas piedras de tropiezo
and a rock of offense.
y la roca de...
And whoever believes on him shall not be ashamed.
El que crea en él no se avergüenza.
Praise you, God. Praise the living God.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Praise the living God.
Hallelujah.
Praise you, God. Praise you, God. Praise the living God. God
Thank you.
is great, huh?
Amen.
God is good.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Praise the living God.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
What shall we say then? That the Gentiles which followed not after righteousness. See, the Gentiles
Los gentiles
weren't looking for righteousness.
no estaban buscando por la justicia.
When the Apostle Paul went to
Cuando el apóstol Pablo
Philippi,
fue a Filipi,
they started in this everywhere. Was the custom of Paul,
esta era la
the
costumbre de
Apostle,
Pablo
even in his first missionary journey
en su viaje de
in
misión.
Asia Minor. That was their custom,
Era su
to
costumbre
go to the Jewish synagogue
de ir a la sinagoga
and to preach there.
y predicar ahí.
But as usual,
Pero como siempre,
different people will come and attend when they see something going on.
gente venía a atender cuando miraban algo pasando.
Amen.
And they will hear about it.
Y oían de él,
And if they like it, they will come again, or they ask the speaker to go speak to them in another place.
venían otra
That's
vez,
what
si no,
happens all the
decían la que
time.
hablaba, ven a hablar.
The Gentiles weren't seeking after righteousness, they weren't thinking they're living their Gentile life,
Los gentiles no buscaban la justicia. Vivían su propia vida.
worshiping their gods, but they hear this.
Pero
For
ahora,
example, when Paul also went to Athens,
cuando Pablo fue a Athens
and he stood on Mars Hill,
y se paró en Mars,
that's is like the debating spot in Athens,
era donde debataban
where
ahí, ¿no?
people talk about philosophies and
Hablaban de la filosofía,
what's the fad of the day in mind,
lo que pasaba en el día en mente,
call it intellectual life, I guess.
una vida inteligente, ¿no?
And the Gentiles were there,
Los gentiles estaban allí,
everybody spinning out their philosophy.
cada uno hablando de su filosofía.
So Paul took advantage of that and they said, hey, I'll teach them about God.
Y Pablo tomó ventaja y dijo, le enseño de Dios aquí.
Amen.
The Gentile,
Gentil,
which followed not after righteousness,
que no siguió la justicia,
have attained to it.
no han tenido.
So they believed when they heard Paul.
Creyeron cuando vieron a Pablo.
Hey, they heard something, they made a lot of sense to them.
Y oyeron algo que les agarró mucho la cuidado.
They saw the hand of God
Miraron la mano de Dios
Amen.
and they believed.
y creyeron.
And churches were established in Galatia,
Y iglesias fueron establecidas
in Asia Minor,
en Chemán,
in Bithynia, Pontus, Cappadocia. The Apostle Peter writes to them, and James.
El apóstol Pablo les escribe y Santiago.
They believe.
Creían.
And by the year 300
Para el año 300,
after Christ,
después de Cristo,
Rome turned into.
Roma se volvió.
The people were so, the Christians, whether true or not, that's God's business.
Si era verdad o no era el
But
negocio de
we
Dios.
know that the nation, Rome,
Sabemos que la nación de Roma
they found that
hallaron
it's better to accept the religion of Christianity than to keep fighting them because they're not getting anywhere fighting.
era
Amen.
mejor seguir el cristianismo porque no llegaban a ningún lado peleando.
Amen.
The faith was so spread abroad.
La fe era tan grande.
Isn't that something?
Era tan-
Amen.
No sword, no fighting, no bribing with money,
No peleando ni
no forcing
ni
people.
con dinero, ni forzando a la gente.
Just tell them the message of the gospel, of the
Nomás les
love
decían el
of God,
evangelio
Amen.
and the forgiveness of God.
lo bueno de Dios.
What shall we say then? That the Gentiles,
¿Qué decimos? Que los gentiles
which sought not after righteousness,
que no buscaban la justicia
have attained to the righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. That's what they heard
Eso es lo que oyeron
by faith. That's what they received by faith,
y es lo que recibieron por fe.
and they were changed.
Fueron
Hallelujah.
cambiados.
Praise you, God. But Israel,
Pero Israel,
which followed after the law of righteousness,
que seguían la ley de justicia,
yeah,
tenía,
Israel had the law of God,
Israel tenía la ley
the
de Dios,
books of the Old Testament.
los libros del Viejo
And
Testamento.
the apostles used this book to preach from them to the Gentiles.
Y ellos usaron esos apóstoles, usaron
They
para
have the
predicar
same books.
los
The
mismos libros.
Gentiles believed,
Los gentiles
Hallelujah.
creyeron,
Israel didn't believe
Israel no creyó
as a nation.
como nación.
Individuals do believe.
Individuales sí creyeron.
Paul was one of them, and the
Amen.
12 apostles,
Los 12 apóstoles
and of course a lot of others.
y muchos otros.
But as a nation, they crucified Christ. They
Pero
didn't
como
receive
nación
Christ.
crucificaron a Cristo.
But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, that's what they thought
Eso es
they
lo que
were
pensaban.
doing.
Que
They had the Bible, they said,
tenían la
and
Biblia.
they thought they were living according to the Bible.
Pensaban que vivían de acuerdo a la Biblia,
But they weren't.
pero no.
Had they been living after the Bible, according to the Bible,
Si hubieran vivido de acuerdo a la Biblia,
or they're honest to live that way,
pero no
they
esto,
would
pero
have believed.
hubieran
Because
creído.
Jesus said to them this.
Jesús les dijo esto:
He said, if any man will do his will,
si alguno hace su voluntad,
he will know of the doctrine.
él conocerá la doctrina.
If any man will do his will,
Si alguno hace su voluntad,
if you're doing the will of God
si estás
to
haciendo la
the
voluntad de
degree
Dios,
you know,
al grado que conoces,
you will have enough sense, God is saying,
vas a tener suficiente sentir
when you hear more of God to recognize it.
para cuando oyes más de Dios para conocer.
Amen.
You understand? If you're willing,
Si estás,
if you're using the little that you have to live by,
si usa lo poquito que tienes para vivir por él,
God looks at the heart.
Dios mira el
If
corazón.
you're honest
Amen.
to
Si eres
tell the
honesto.
truth, if you're honest
Para decir la verdad, si eres honesto,
to be fair and just,
si eres justo,
to be holy,
si eres santo,
Amen.
then when
Hallelujah.
when more comes, like through Jesus Christ,
cuando más viene por Jesucristo,
you will recognize it. Hey,
Vas a
this is
reconocerlo.
from God.
Amen.
This
Esto es de
can't
Dios.
be from the world.
esto no es
Hallelujah.
del mundo, esto es de Dios.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Because the world is so dark.
El mundo está en tinieblas.
And God
Amén.
shines.
Hallelujah.
Dios brilla.
Amen.
Amén.
The world is, especially now, is so dark,
El mundo está tan
so
tinieblas,
wicked, so unclean, unholy.
en inmundo y no hay santidad.
Israel,
Israel,
praise God, which followed after the law of righteousness,
que tenía la ley de justicia,
has not attained to the law of righteousness.
no alcanzaba las,
Because they were seeking it by works.
porque la buscaban por obras.
And the works after really the tradition of men.
Verdaderamente era la
It's
tradición
not
de
the
Dios.
works that God required. They weren't merciful.
No eran misericordiosos,
They weren't just in judging Christ.
No eran
They
justos
didn't
en
see
juzgar a
any
Cristo.
evil to bring against him.
no veían ningún mal para traerla contra él,
They didn't do evil
Él
to
no
be
hizo mal.
judged by.
para ser juzgado.
But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, that means because they have the law of God.
Esto debe entender que
And they
tenían
were looking at it and reading it, and the scribes and the Pharisees,
la leían y la escribían. Los libros.
somehow they missed it. They didn't live it by faith.
Le fallaron, los escribieron, no vivieron por
They
él.
were looking at a few precepts their traditions had.
Miraban las cosas que tenía la tradición.
And so that's all they knew.
Era todo lo que sabían.
When Jesus healed on the Sabbath, oh, why you're healing on the Sabbath?
Cuando sanó en el séptimo, dijo, ¿por qué sanas en el día séptimo?
That's not God. That's them. That's their tradition. The
Era su
men.
tradición de ellos.
When God said, honor your father and mother, they were telling them,
Cuando dijo, honra a tu padre y
if
tu
you
madre,
bring it to the temple,
si lo traes al templo,
if you bring and give the offering, if you give what you're going to give your parents, it's okay.
si le vas a dar algo a tu padre, es mejor
And
traerlo
they
al
were
templo.
robbing their parents and
Y estaban robando a los padres
giving it to the temple and
y se lo daban al templo.
keeping the tithe, I guess.
Se quedaban con los diezmos.
Because you're making the word of God of none effect.
Hacían la palabra de Dios de ningún efecto.
How many Christians are living that way today?
¿Qué tantos cristianos viven de esa manera hoy?
Although state churches
Estados
in
Unidos.
Europe now is bankrupt for the most part. Yeah, of course, there's always a few,
Europa ya está quebrado,
but
en carrota,
they're corrupt because
están corrompidos,
they don't go by faith.
porque no se van por
They
fe.
follow tradition, ritual.
Tradiciones, rituales.
Without faith, it is impossible to please God.
Sin fe es imposible agradar a Dios.
Amen.
The faith changes the heart.
Fe cambia el corazón.
Faith
Amen.
gets inside
Fe se mete por
and
dentro
changes the heart.
y cambia el corazón.
Aleluya.
Amen.
Changes your desires, your will,
Cambia los deseos, la voluntad,
your
Aleluya.
affections,
las afecciones.
hook you up with God.
Amén.
Conecta con
Aleluya.
Dios.
Amen.
Amén.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. But if you do things here,
Pero si haces cosas aquí,
it's not going. I mean, it's good to do well, but most people do it to be seen, to be
es
recognized.
bueno hacer el bien, ¿verdad? Pero mucha gente lo hace para
Because
ser
they're not
reconocido.
thinking of God when they do it. I'm going to do it for God.
No lo piensan en Dios cuando dicen lo voy a hacer por
And
Dios.
watch them. Are
Mira,
they giving God the glory?
fíjate si están dándole a Dios la
When
gloria.
somebody does good,
Aleluya.
are they giving the credit to God?
Le están dando el crédito a Dios.
Or are they taking the credit?
O están tomando ellos el crédito.
Praise the Lord. Wherefore, because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law.
Que no lo buscaban por fe, sino por las obras de la ley.
For they stumbled at that stumbling block. They stumbled at Jesus Christ.
Se tropezaban con Jesucristo.
That stumbling block. As it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone.
Pensaban, pongo una piedra de trompeza.
You see how God talks about it?
Mira cómo Dios lo hace.
Stumbling stone
Una piedra, roca de trompeza.
because of their unbelief.
Porque no creían.
And a rock of offense.
Y una roca de ofensa.
And whoever believes on him shall not be ashamed.
Y el que crea en Él no se avergonzará.
Whoever believes on Jesus Christ
El que crea en Jesucristo
shall not be ashamed.
no se avergonzará.
Aleluya.
It's still on.
In chapter 10, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. It's fallen on him.
Esto lo estamos
It's a
hablando.
burden, it's a constant burden.
Era una carga para Él. constante.
Praise God. To see the blindness,
Vio la
because he lived that blindness.
Porque él vivió esas
He
cegueras.
lived, he understood it very well.
Lo entendía muy bien.
Aleluya.
My heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel that they might be saved.
Por Israel para que ellos no
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God. They were zealous.
Estaban celosos.
Wow, zealous.
Aleluya.
Zealous for the law.
Celosos por la ley.
Zealous for they hated it when the Romans put their symbols on the temple.
Lo odiaban cuando los
They
romanos
didn't
pusieron
mind, they died
morían,
resisting that.
resistiendo.
They were so strict.
Eran tan estrictos.
It just not is not. There are some people who are so religious. You see, so religious,
Hay gente que están tan
but they're
religiosos,
not right.
pero no están bien.
They follow a form.
Miran, siguen una forma.
Praise God. This is the problem of most of the world. It's not just Jews.
Este es el problema de la mayor del mundo, no nomás judíos.
Everybody that, all the world,
Todo el mundo.
they have a sense of religious.
Tienen un sentir de religión.
Few people in the world who are real atheists, who don't believe in God and don't believe in ritual, something. Most of the world follow ritual.
La mayor del mundo sigue rituales.
Hindus,
Judíos
they follow ritual.
siguen rituales.
Chinese, they follow ritual and traditions.
Los Chinese siguen las rituales y las tradiciones.
And that there you have 1/3 of the world.
Tienes una tercera
And
parte.
another third of the world is Christian.
Y una tercera parte del mundo es cristiano.
That's 2/3 of the world. And you have Muslims.
Son dos partes del mundo.
And then tribal,
Tienen los muslims, los
the
tribus,
rest of the world.
el resto del mundo.
So most of the world is that way.
Solo que
They
la mayor
have
del
that
mundo
religious sense, but it's not right. Because they
Tienen-
do it according to tradition.
tienen el sentido de religión, pero lo hacen de acuerdo a tradición. No
And
está
their
bien.
own mind, of course, which is educated by the elemental things of this world.
Y son cosas que son por la educación de este mundo.
Spirit.
¿Sí?
Paul said,
Aleluya.
many will give their heed to seducing spirits
Muchos se darán a espíritus
and doctrines of devils.
y doctrinas de diablos.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Dice,
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge,
tienen celos por Dios, pero no de acuerdo al conocimiento.
the knowledge of God.
Conocimiento de Dios.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness,
Siendo ignorantes de la justicia de Dios.
going about to establish their own righteousness.
Estableciendo su propia
The
justicia.
Apostle Paul is such an example in that before his conversion.
Pero era un ejemplo de
He
eso.
said,
De
I
antes de
was
convertir.
I was